Hello, Austin. My name is Randy White, and welcome to my channel, Live Your Life in Austin, Texas. And today we're going to talk about the top 5 things that I think you should know about before moving here. Before we get started, let me know, what things do you think people should know before they move into Austin, Texas? Drop a comment below and let's hear it. Also, if you like what I'm putting out, then give me a big old thumbs up so that YouTube knows that I'm putting out good stuff to you guys. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. First up, let's talk about the size of Austin, because I feel that is a really important factor for people coming from all over the country from different types of cities. And a lot of the time I get clients that are coming from cities such as Los Angeles or Houston, New York, Chicago, and those are very large cities. It's going to take you some time in your car, or in Chicago and New York, they do have great public transportation. To get from one side to the other, 45 minutes, maybe more, and that's if the traffic is behaving, whereas Austin is a much smaller city. If you live inside of the Travis County area of Austin, it's going to take you under 30 minutes to really get to where you want to go. Most of the time, it's just a 15-minute drive maybe to get to where you're going. If you go up towards the west side of Austin, which is our beautiful hill country, it can drag out a little bit longer just because we have less roads going up there, a little bit more traffic. But otherwise, really, the experience of driving around and getting to and from places within the Travis County area of Austin is under 30 minutes. So let's talk about the 5-county area for the greater Austin area. So we have Travis County, which is kind of the heart and soul of Austin, and it goes on into the west side of Austin as well, up towards Lake Travis. Then we have Williamson County up north, which includes cities like Georgetown, Round Rock, and Pflugerville. And then to the east, we have Bastrop County. Southeast, we have Caldwell County. And then south and southwest is going to be Hayes County. And whenever you're living in those surrounding counties, I can pretty much confidently say that you don't really go into Austin that much, because those surrounding counties have their own towns and cities providing all of the needs that you have. Maybe Austin is going to do a special event, or you're going in for, ACL or something from Zilker, really needing that heart of the city, of downtown. But for the most part, if you live in those surrounding areas, you're not coming into Austin. If you do decide that you need to go into Austin for the day, then you're going to start running into those 30 to 45-minute commute times getting into the center of Austin, which again is like the least of your concerns whenever you're living in places like Houston, Los Angeles, or Chicago, where your start time for commutes tend to be about 45 minutes and up. So that kind of finishes off my first point of things to know before you move to Austin. Is it's kind of a small city. It is growing and we will be spreading and getting larger, but I would say the layout so far really keeps it an intimate experience depending on which pocket or which county you decide to become a resident of. And so enjoy the benefits of not needing to be in your car for 30, 45, 50 minutes in the day. Number 2 is going to be transportation and commuting. And I want to make sure everybody's listening out there, because this is an important discussion to have. Austin is not a walkable city. Now, we do have some pocket neighborhoods in the downtown area, as well as a few exciting developments that are happening that make it walkable. But really, on the grand scheme of things, when I have people coming in from very urban areas, such as San Francisco, New York City, Chicago, you ain't gonna walk around like that here. It is not really a walkable place to find. We can, and we can search and search and search on a select few, and I have a video about that. For the most part, I need everybody to get on board with the fact that Austin is very much a car town. Now, it can be considered bikeable, and they're doing a lot of work right now and in the past to help really bring that idea to life, and I'm really excited about that. So let's go ahead and call Austin bikeable. Does that mean that all hope is lost for any change to come? Absolutely not, because Austin is a pretty progressive town and they are doing a very aggressive approach towards changing the infrastructure within Austin to help really pump up public transportation. We're going to add in some rail lines, we're going to add in heavy bus routes, and we are increasing the density inside of the city center of Austin so that we can, in the future, see that type of lifestyle start to develop. If you are wanting to take advantage of the current public transportation and the future Project Connect public transportation that is coming into town, and you're a heavy biker and you just want to live that lifestyle, then you want to stay within the urban bubble. I consider the urban bubble of Austin to be south of 183, north of the 360-290 Ben White Freeway, and then it's going to be east of Mopac and west of 35. You can also find this lifestyle in the central East Austin area, which is actually going to be east of 35, and it's just a small little section there that's really thriving with having some walkable neighborhoods, certainly bikeable, and has a rail line already going through it. Once you leave this urban bubble that I just mapped out for you, you need to have a car. You probably still need to have a car even when you're inside that urban bubble. In fact, I highly recommend that you just definitely always have a car. But when you go outside of that bubble, I mean, you're going to be using your car every day and you will be commuting and driving and parking, and so just get ready for that. If you want to see the future plans of what the Project Connect envisions and how they're going to improve this situation, I have that link provided for you in my description below. Number 3 is going to definitely be the weather. And of course, we're going to talk about how freaking hot it is, but there's more to the Austin weather that you should be aware of besides the amazing heat that I felt it should be included on this list. We're going to go by season, starting off with summer, because we all know that I have something to say about that. Sometimes summer can be here the whole time, but that doesn't happen for the most part. You can expect for temperatures to start creeping up into the 90s around April, May time, most of the time in May. And then we're going to cruise on into August, where it is a guarantee that we will have over 100-degree weather for the entire month of August. Sometimes it starts up in July and finishes off into September. You never know, but you definitely know that August will be miserable. Then we have our fall season, which, if we're lucky, starts in October so that we're not sweating through our costumes on Halloween. And we're going to have a beautiful fall season from October, November, and even into December, where it's kind of like really mild winter weather. We're hanging out in the 60s and 70s. Maybe every once in a while we have a cold snap and we drop down to the 30s and 40s, but really mild, really nice weather. Then we have winter come along, and winter tends to show its head in January, February time. And sometimes it's just mild and we carry on with the 50s and the 60s, but then sometimes we have our winter storms. And everybody in the whole country, of course, experiences these winter storms, and way worse than Texas does. I know that. But what you don't know is that Texas doesn't know how to deal with the winter storms. So when they come, we freak out. We shut everything down. Nobody's going to work. Nobody's going to school. Nobody should be driving out there because we don't have the right cars for it and we don't know what we're doing. We all just kind of shut down for a few days and wait for that storm to pass, and it's really disruptive. So that's the winter. And you can have those winter storms in December, but really it tends to happen in January, February time. Then we have spring, and spring is so nice, you guys. So spring happens like late February, definitely March, and we'll stretch out into May. And we're doing beautiful 75, 80-degree weather. The sun is out, the birds are singing, and we're enjoying the beautiful outdoors of Austin, because Austin is notorious for having some wonderful outdoor activities to participate in, especially at Zilker Park. That is kind of what I needed to explain about Austin weather. We have, of course, an extreme summer heat, and it gets passionately hot in August. And it can last. Sometimes we have that summer heat and it goes on for more than just your typical 3-month summer. Sometimes it's going on for 4, 5, 6 months of the year. We have 2 wonderful seasons, fall and spring, that kind of get wedged in between this mild winter and our long summer. And then we have these winter storms that we don't know what to do with ourselves whenever it happens. So a lot of states out there charge an income tax, and Texas is really proud to not charge an income tax. But I'll tell you what they do charge is property taxes, and it's a pretty steep bill. So when you are searching for a home in the greater Austin area and you come across a house that you are pretty darn interested in, one of the first things you should do is take a look at that property's taxes. And your lender is a great resource to make sure that you have the proper numbers for it if you start writing up an offer for it. But if you're just wanting to get a quick snapshot and a quick understanding, then the County Appraisal District should be able to provide you with the full history of what the property's taxes have been. You have to realize that there's homestead exemptions on these properties that keep the value down. And so you will then be able to apply your homestead exemption as well once you become the new owner, but that will happen after the property's value has been reset to whatever purchase price you purchased the home at. All of these rules change every year and every time, so you can't quote me on them. But the most important thing for you to get out of this little segment, property taxes are a big part of your monthly payment for owning a home here. And they vary throughout the Austin area depending on what school district you're tied to, what county or city you're a part of. There's even cities inside of what you feel is Austin that haven't been annexed into the city of Austin, and they have a different tax rate, most of the time lower. You can't just do a general blanket of, oh, the city of Austin has a 2.24 tax rate. You have to make sure, do that research. When you find a home that you like, pull up the County Appraisal District and take a look at those taxes, because it's an important part about owning a home here in the state of Texas. Here we are, the final item on my list. Number 5 of things you should know before moving to Austin, Texas is school districts. So while the city of Austin and the greater metropolitan area around Austin is pretty small, as I mentioned on my item number 1, it is a surprising number of school district options for you to choose from, and they all have different strengths and weaknesses that you need to research and consider for yourself if you are going to be putting your children into these systems. Also, if maybe you don't have any kids to put into the school district system, you will be paying property taxes to these individual school districts. And so perhaps still researching what bonds they have in place, what future plans they discuss, and what tax rates they charge will still affect your monthly payment as a homeowner in the Austin area, depending on what school district you're tied to. I have to be particularly careful as a realtor of what I say good and bad about school districts. So mostly what I'm here to say is to realize that there are so many different school districts in here, and it does matter whether you have children or not, which home you purchase and which district you're tied to, because it all affects all of our wallets. So we have Austin ISD, we have Leander ISD, Round Rock ISD, Pflugerville ISD, Hayes ISD, Dripping Springs ISD, Bastrop ISD, Lake Travis ISD, Johnson City ISD. I mean, really, the list goes on. So there is a handy map that I'm putting in the description below so that you can just see that as a starting point and start your research to figure out what will be the best fit for you and your family when moving to the Austin area. And that wraps us up today, folks. The 5 things that I think you should know about before moving to Austin, Texas. Did I miss anything? If you have an idea of something that people should know about before they move to Austin, then let's hear it, baby. Comment below and let us know. Tell the world what they should know before moving here. If you liked this video and you've watched it all the way to the end, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel so you don't miss any more videos that I keep putting out. If you're going to buy or sell in the Austin area, please reach out to me. You can email me below. My email is listed below in the description box, or you can contact me through my website, RandiWhiteATX.com. It is a pleasure doing these videos for you guys, and I will see you next week. Thank you.